guys, welcome back to Scott's Reviews, and today we're looking at the DJI Pocket 2 and some hidden features that you may not know about. Also talking about the ZV1 versus this guy, and my overall thoughts after using it for a couple of weeks now. And I'm going to touch on a little bit about the ND Filter 32 from Freewell. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, let's go over some hidden features that I think that are kind of cool or different that you may not know about. Number one, let's talk about the wireless mic. Obviously it's great audio, no doubt about that. Is the shutter button on the remote itself. So you can have this clipped onto your shirt and you want to start and stop it. You don't have to walk all the way to the camera, shut it off. You can do it right on your shirt, click that button, click it again, start it back up again. So that's really handy to have. So while we're talking about the mic here, take the little fluff ball on top, which does a pretty good darn job keeping wind out. On the wireless receiver, you have a input for another microphone. So let's say you have a lav mic that you absolutely love to use, or you don't want to have the little thing right next to your shirt with the puff ball on top. You want to hide something under your shirt that's a little more discreet. You can use this as a wireless style receiver. Plug your lav mic into this, and then off you go. Clip it onto your belt. I think that's the coolest thing about this thing, is the versatility you get with this little guy right here. Alright, next up is this port right here. I want to know how many folks have tried to plug in their USB-C connection into that port on accident. There it is on the back. This is a speaker. So when you play back your videos, it gives you better sound so you can kind of hear what you're actually capturing on the camera coming out of this speaker. All right, next up is the little connection down here. So this is for another microphone. If you want to do the same thing with a lav mic here or whatever you want to do, you can do that. Or when you play back your videos, plug in a headphones and then you can listen to your audio and watch your film right there. Now, obviously, it's not something you do to watch your videos. You're mainly going to want to listen to the video and say, hey, how is my sound really recorded? I can't do it live. You can't plug it in here live and listen to it, but I can film a little portion of my video, play it back, listen to my audio through my headphones, and get exactly what you're going to get back later on. So that is handy to have. But you need to make sure whatever headphones you have, it's the kind that does not have a mic on the headphones itself. It's the ones that just are headphones only. You may find some of those old ones hanging around. So one more and final little hidden kind of way to use this. I store all my stuff in here. So I have just the one for my phone that connects with the Apple product. And you can see down in there, I have a ND filter right next to the wide angle lens. So the ND filter has a little magnet on it, and it just connects just the top of it to the magnet part of the case. Now, if I do this, so basically you just take it out and the top part of it kind of connects in. So if I do that, it won't fall out. It'll come up like that, but it won't fall out. And then once you put the camera back inside, it's all good then, right? You just know that when you pull it out, be careful. But it's all in here. Everything, microphone, this tripod, it's all in this little contraption that fits in your pocket. You don't realize how cool that is until you're out and about filming something and you're like, hey, well, I want the ND filter. Oh, it's right there. Oh, I want the wide angle lens. It's right there. Oh, I need a tripod. I want to set this up and do a little time lapse. Oh, it's right there. Let's talk about the most important thing. What does the footage look like? Is it good? Is it something that I got to get this camera? Is it the best thing in the world? I compared it with the Sony ZV1 a couple times. Now I'll show you a video I did recently where I added the ND filter to this. So ND Freewell, ND32 is what I used. Got it off of Amazon, paid for it myself. There are some good things and some bad things with using an ND filter with this thing. Every video you watch on YouTube is going to say ND filter is the best, blah, 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 cinematic footage. And I agree, but I had some head scratchers where I put the ND filter on and the sky was bluer without it. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? I also had times where things were fuzzier and not as clear with the ND filter on. Now I do like using the ND filter, and I will definitely use it on a bright sunny day to get a better, this kind of motion, more natural looking smooth feel. But you have to know its limitations. One thing I won't use it for is photography. Don't use it for photography if you want a clear image. Use it without it, get a nice crisp clear image, and then you can play with it in post. Now if you use it all the time on photography and I'm doing it wrong, you let me know. But I didn't have good luck with it. A lot of the photos I took were kind of blurry in the background, and without it was crisp and cleaner. Okay, I'll show you some of the footage here now of the Sony ZV1 around a pond or a lake that I walked out to. Kind of slowed it down and got the footage, and I played with it in post as much as I could to make it look cinematic, or how I would use it the most. Now they are different. The Sony, to me, has a better color look. It's got a blurrier background because of that the bigger 1-inch sensor. It looks more like a full frame type of feel to it, and that is great. I expect that. It's a 1-inch sensor versus this small thing, right? So this guy will not do as good as this guy. And then the ZV1 is next, and then the full frame stuff or the APS-C line is next. They all kind of like, you get what you pay for as you get bigger in size with sensor size and sometimes more money involved. So yes, GoPro has come a long way and their stabilization is incredible, but it's still GoPro style look. And if it's not sunny and bright outside, it's not going to look as good as this. So this gives me bright and sunny outside, of course, but it also gives me low light, which is hard to pass up. So I took this to the indoor soccer game, and that's a hard environment to get a good, now they have new LED lights inside, but still a hard environment to get a good clean image. I've used the Viemco Palm, I've used GoPros, I've used this guy, I've used the Sony ZV1, and I've used the A7R3, right? As I go up in sensor size, the better it gets. But those big cameras are not stabilized. I'm not using the gimbal on it because it's too big and bulky to break it out there in a soccer game. People are going to look at you like you're the crazy father with the big gimbal. What are you producing, a movie? This thing allows me just to hold it just like this, sit there and film my soccer game, and no one even knows what I'm doing. I don't care if they do anyway, but no one really cares that I'm filming, and it's stabilized. I can watch the soccer game without looking through a viewfinder. And this thing came out awesome inside. I mean, it's not as good as the big full frame sensor, but it is darn good. And I was very happy with the results. Now I can't punch in and crop into the shot too much. And that's nothing with this camera. The zoom feature, I mean, don't use it. Do it in post. Because it's the same exact thing. When you crop it in post and you zoom in on this, you get the exact same image. So don't use a zoom. So indoor stuff, I'm really excited about this camera, especially on vacations when you're filming everything, outdoor, indoor, parades, lights, fireworks, all that kind of stuff. This is going to be an awesome tool to use. To do a moving time lapse, all that stuff you want to do and film your vacation and put the package together at the end to make a cool video. You get some GoPro footage, you get this footage, you get big full frame pictures, whatever you want to do for your videos. This is another great tool to have. I'm happy with this product. It's going to stay with me for a while until the next best thing comes out. All right. Whew. That's all I got. Please like and subscribe, like everyone says, and then have a good day.